Our energy has been high. We sustained that. We've been really honing in on our discipline. Defense, dangerously discipline has been what we are focused on. Our model, what we are really embodying, and our group has been just showing up every day, been focused. The chemistry is there. We still have a ways to go, but for our first preseason games, liking how we're playing on both ends of the floor. The things that matter the most. Our team is really just paying attention to those things. And for the last part of your question, thanks for asking it, Charles. I know you're Minnesota representing. So good to see you. I don't take it for granted. It's a blessing to be here. It's not many of us. And to be able to live in my purpose, to be a light, to encourage these guys to be at their best and to continue to be the best version of myself. I stand on the shoulders of giants and I walk in that every single day. So it's an honor to be here. It's an honor to be able to pour my heart and soul into not only the work, but in the relationships that I'm building for not only in my players, but in my staff in this organization.
Good luck this season.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Charles. We're going to go to Jordan. Jordan, you're going to be followed by Christos.
Hello, ladies. Hope you're doing well today. This is Jordan from Tunnel Vision Sports. So my question is for Jewel. Obviously, you and Skylar Diggins are back together again, going back to your Notre Dame days. So what's it been like just having her on the team and just playing with each other again?
It's been awesome. We've been staying in touch this past offseason, and her IQ and love for the game of basketball really brought us back together. Everything's kind of been off timing. We feel like it's the perfect timing to kind of reunite, and having her back in practice is just it's electrifying. She has this intensity and passion that we haven't seen here in Seattle ever. So having that has been a great adjustment, and it's kind of elevated everyone's mindset coming into practice. So I'm loving that she's here. I know she's happy to be a part of this organization, and it's always a pleasure. Definitely when we're running the fast break, she's bringing back the Julie Hoop, so it's been pretty cool.
Julie Hoop.
All right. Thank you. We're going to go next to Jeff B, and you're going to be followed by Mike B. Jeff, and then Mike. Jeff.
Yeah, for Coach Quinn, on Tuesday's game, you had Jordan Horston come off the bench. Do you like her in that role, or do you envision her maybe working her way back into the starting lineup?
Not sure yet. I did like what I saw. Jordan hadn't had a lot of reps as far as practice up to that point, but what she provided on the defensive end was a lot of intensity and, awareness. And it was good to see the growth of her on that end. She also, was able to play alongside the starting group and had some reps with the second group. I was able to contribute a lot as far as just her rebounding and the other intangibles. So it's a work in progress. We'll continue to see her in camp and how she looks. But today she actually had a really great day. And she was with the second unit, but also challenging these guys. And so we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
And just to follow up on that, is there any specific goals you have for Jordan this season?
To be 100% authentically herself, starting on the defensive end of the ball, the impact that she can make to defend multiple positions. She's worked on the game a ton in the offseason. So everything that we get on the opposite side of the floor is icing on the cake. If she could get to the rim, she could be aggressive in transition and then find her spots in offensively, whether it's cutting or knocking down open shots. That'll help us tremendously. But where it starts is always going to be on defense.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to go next to Mike and then Christos. Christos, I miss you. I'm going to get back to you. Mike and then Christos.
Yeah, thank you. I have a question for Nneka, please. Nneka, I know you talked yesterday about obviously the news about the charter flights, but I wondered on also on a broader scale, security for players. That's something you've worked on for a long time as union president. Do you feel like there's been a lot of progress made in both? Obviously, players want to be accessible, want to be very available to fans, but protecting players and making sure they're safe. Do you feel like a lot of progress has been made there?
Hey, Mike, nice to see you or hear from you. Sorry, I don't see you, but I do. I mean, I think, of course, this news of the charters coming from Kathy and the WNBA, it's huge news. it's really, really big news to the point, that you're making that it's affecting like lives, not just the players, but a lot of, even Sky was talking to me about how, it challenging it is to like think about, okay, am I taking both kids? Like, am I bringing, my husband? Like, these are daily things that people have to think about. And I even had a conversation with our Dobo, and like he was saying that it's life changing. And I think that that plays into the health and safety, of course, which includes security. I feel as though, we've always been a league that's been touted as being incredibly accessible to fans. And it's nothing that we want to change. But I do think that with the evolution of our game and the growth of it, we are going to have to, be a little bit more mindful of what that accessibility looks like. I think we're kind of all entering this new territory, where we're going to be all experiencing things, down from media, coaches, players, operational staff that we haven't before. And I feel as though an announcement with the charters, and then also, of course, the influx of a lot of these new younger players that are bringing their following, it's going to call for things that maybe that we haven't done before. That doesn't take away from the authenticity of us being accessible, but still maintains the boundaries necessary for the players to feel secure. I can't really tell you what that looks like per se. And I feel like maybe, if you ask me this question at the end of the season after experiencing, what the charters do to our everyday, what that may look like. So, yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing how things are going to change in a positive way that still maintains that true essence of who we are as WNBA players with the fans.
And I appreciate that answer. If I could quickly follow up on, you know, just you had such a great season last year. It just statistically and everything. I wonder, just at this age, how excited are you still to go out there? I mean, this is obviously a new challenge, and we're all getting used to you wearing green. And but how
Get
excited
into
are you of building?
I really am, there's always that idea of, oh my gosh, I'm getting old, but I'm very grateful, not a lot of people can say that they're entering their 13th season in the WNBA or anywhere really. And so I'm very grateful to be at this point in my career. I know last year I said a lot that I kind of surprised myself because, I put up numbers that I didn't expect that I would have to, but it was still reassuring knowing that that's something that I was capable of. I'd have to say that I'm incredibly excited this season. I think I'm stepping into like what it feels like to have fun to play again. I can't lie to you. I was thinking about, what retirement was looking like after last season just because of I just felt as though things had been heavy for so long. And so um with with great change comes some new experiences and new blessings, and I'm leaning into this season 13 as someone who can just go out there, hoop, and have fun and learn. I really, really love being a student of the game, and I'm finding that has been my experience since day one, and it's fun. It's fun learning from my coaches, from my teammates, and being a veteran, as seasoned as I am, coming out here and still being able to impact things and change things and have new experiences and new goals. And I'm just very, very, very grateful to be exactly where I'm supposed to be.
Thank you.
All right, Christos, you're up, and you'll be followed by Christian. Christos, then Christian.
Hello, ladies. We are doing well. Like a question for you. It's a new chapter for you playing for the Storm. So, what did you like most so far about the process in the training camp, the chemistry that you try to build with your teammates and the coaching staff? And also for you, coach, what did you see so far from Nika Mule, and what is what is her ceiling from your perspective?
Well, I mean, I'd have to say, I haven't had a training camp like this before. And I'm not gonna lie, like, the process has been seamless, to be honest. I didn't have to worry about meals. I didn't have to worry about like there's a lot of things I'm not worrying about. So I literally just have to pull up and play. And I will have to say that I'm not used to that level of like freedom and flexibility. And so Jewel talks to me every day about like you can't do anything wrong, really, you know. And I'm someone like one of my biggest fears is like making people feel uncomfortable. And so I try my best to kind of like stay in my lane, but I'm realizing that, you know, it's the HOV lane now. So I feel like I'm in the express lane and just kind of getting used to that freedom and flexibility. And I'm just really grateful to have coaches, staff, and teammates that support me through that transition.
Yeah, as it relates to Nika, she just has a presence about herself. Obviously, playing the point guard position, you do have to have that. But stepping into a training camp, not knowing a lot of our system, verbiage, and players, I think she's found a voice at that point guard position. She's also been very physical defensively, and this is something that we saw watching her, throughout her career. These guys talked about, just her. She doesn't feel like a rookie, just in, again, the way that she shows up. And so, again, we're still evaluating through camp, but she's been pretty consistent daily.
All right, Christian, you're up. You're going to be followed by Kia. Christian.
Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. My first question is really for all three of you. Nneka has made it kind of a point to know that she's still learning and adjusting to the team. There's Skylar as well as language on the court. That these have been two components that we've heard, a few times, whether it be in pressers or after games or things of that nature. What does that look like during practice on a day-to-day basis, as far as the actual learning curve?
I mean, so far they're doing great. It's like she said before, it's been pretty seamless. A lot of it's just understanding spacing. The way we play here is different. There's more concepts more than just like absolute plays. I mean, obviously we have that too, but it's knowing personnel. I think with the personnel we have here, it allows everyone to have a different amount of space. And so that's just learning what you can do, playing to your strengths. I think for both Skylar and Nneka, they are still learning just, how dominant they can be in their games, where they can really challenge themselves to be even better, but also how effortlessly they can help everyone else around them. That's been like the beauty of it. It's just constantly we'll go and execute a play and we're like, but we have this option and this option and this option. So we're kind of getting greedy in that sense. So we want all of them. Sometimes we even overpass because we're just like, I want you to have an opportunity. So that's really what it is, understanding how we could just be more effective and efficient through every concept that we have on the floor.
And one more for Nneka. You kind of made it a point during your introductory press conference that you want to play with people and players that kind of look more like you. As far as coach being a Black woman, you say you played with Eb in LA. Pokey being as prominent as she is in her career. Skylar said the same thing and how that played an impact, and you're picking your choice to come to Seattle. As far as just that in itself, what does that mean to all three of you, knowing that you share that closeness as far as how you identify?
I mean, I think it needs to be normalized, to be honest, or even like just talking about it needs to be normalized a little bit, even in, an environment where seemingly like you have a choice to go somewhere. That's something that you could say, but people really wouldn't get, and it's something that when I was on my visit that I didn't have to say, but people got, it's an unspoken thing that is intrinsic to our experience. And it's in no way exclusive, like you said, it's a part of who we are. And that plays into decision making, that plays into understanding and relationships and networking. It's not to say that there aren't other opportunities and relationships that can be developed in other ways, but I really feel like where we are in our individual journeys, where we are as members of the Storm, where we are in the WNBA, and then also our history leading up to this point, the time was right. I really, really, really do feel like the time was right.
Thank you all. Good luck this season.
Thanks. We're going to turn to Kia and then Asia, and we'll wrap up shortly thereafter. Kia?
Thank you so much, Kia Lyons and our media from Philadelphia. And this question is for the panel. A lot goes on before and during the season. How do you find that personal balance and strength to gain that high performance team connection and success?
I actually spoke about this a little bit this morning. Coaching is hard work, but it's also heart work. And I operate from a heart space. And so everything that I do, I pour into these guys as much as possible. And that makes the journey more rewarding because we know that we're not just transactional doing it for wins and trying to, be on social media and all that. It's transformative. Like I have an opportunity to really impact the lives of people who I work with, work for, in the community and all those things. And so the balance for me is living in my purpose and knowing that every day I show up the same way, because, the alignment of where I need to be and what I need to be doing is now. I'm bad with balance, so don't ask me about the balance part of it. I just pour my heart and soul into this.
All right, we're going to turn to Asia. Asia.
Hi, Asia from Daily Swish. I was just gonna ask you guys, and this is for anybody to answer on the panel. How has it been having Sue Bird as part of the ownership group? And like, what visions does she have for you guys? Does she come into practices as well every once in a while to help guide in any way, shape, or form? Or does she kind of just look back and let you guys guide yourselves?
Yeah, I mean,
like a week.
Yeah, right. Facts. I mean, it's awesome. I think this organization has done a phenomenal job of including our former players, with obviously Crystal Langhorne being involved as well, with the Storm, and Sue obviously has helped build this organization to where it's at. And so having in the front office and having her there, it's just phenomenal. And she definitely deserves a seat there. And if you see her, tell her to come this way. We have some jerseys and stuff. If you see her, let her know we got something for her. But yeah, I mean, that's the evolution of where players are going now, into ownership, and we've seen that shift the last couple of years. But I think it's not going to be the first one. I think we'll see that as the norm in our league.